Hello, my name is Elizabeth Panagopoulos. I am 17 years old and a senior at Cardinal Mooney Catholic High School in Sarasota, Florida, part of the Diocese of Venice. Ever since I held my first cousin when I was 6 years old, I know that I've been called to do one thing: serve God through children. My strongest conviction is that and the sanctity of life. I believe that children are a precious gift to us, for they can still see the wonder that God has put into every aspect of our world, and unfortunately I feel that people lose that vision as they get older. Over the past 7 years, I've worked with several organizations that deal either directly with Respect Life issues or children, or a combination of both. The first program I started working with was my parish's Children's Liturgy program. In this program, children were called out of Mass for a period of time so that the readings and the Gospel could be presented to them in a child-friendly manner. We did activities that related to the readings, and some of the favorites were the luminaries for the Christmas Mass and the crowns we created on the Solemnity of Christ the King, which they got to wear back into Mass and show to their parents. The next organization I worked with was Minnesota Buds, Bringing Up Down Syndrome. They do a buddy walk each year, and for the past 6 years I've been a participant in this buddy walk. I originally started because I had a cousin with Down syndrome. All the proceeds from the walk go towards research for Down syndrome. When I started, I walked and fundraised with family for my cousin who had Down syndrome. For 2 years, I participated with my family for the benefit of my cousin and for all of the children with Down syndrome. The third year I participated, I had the joy of welcoming another beautiful baby boy into my family, also one who has Down syndrome. Now, with 2 cousins with Down syndrome, it was only double the reason to participate. Our team name was Double Downs. For 6 years, I walked and fundraised for children with Down syndrome. My favorite part of that walk, hands down, is seeing the unparalleled joy of these children. The equality of human beings is delightfully overwhelming at this walk, and it brings me an intense feeling of peace to know that these children will be accepted, regardless of their limitations. The third program I worked with was my parish's religious education program. This evolved into me directing and producing 6 shows working with kids ages 5 to 11. Holiday shows performed by the religious education classes were always a big hit. I had children come up to me each time and tell me what a fun time they had after they had opened up a bit. Personally, theater has been an incredible experience for me, and I find so much joy in helping others experience the same happiness. The next program I became involved in was actually one I became involved in simultaneously with Children's Liturgy. I became involved with my parish's Vacation Bible School program, or VBS. For kids entering kindergarten to kids entering 5th grade, this week-long program spreads gospel values in an extremely fun way. The first 4 years I volunteered, I was a counselor. The 5th year I volunteered, I was the music teacher, which means that I taught each grade a song and dance for their end-of-the-week performance, and then all the grades one big song and dance they performed for their parents. The 6th year I worked there, I was part of the skit and a music teacher. The skit set the tone and started off the message for the day in a funny and, yes, sometimes corny way that the kids really enjoyed. When I got into high school, I became involved with the Respect Life Club at my school. Now, my freshman year, the club was a little lackluster. My sophomore year, I had the honor of being president of that club with a brand new faculty advisor. This faculty advisor and I worked closely to organize the club's first trip to Washington, D.C. for the March for Life in countless years. I cannot even begin to describe what an incredible experience the March for Life was for me. It was the start of a massive faith journey. The high Mass at the Basilica really kicked it off. I walked in at 2:30 in the afternoon. Mass was at 7. I saw people sitting there, standing there, lying there, praying or quietly talking to each other, and it was packed. The second I walked in, I was overwhelmed with the feeling of God's presence. I had finally found what I had been looking for a very long time. In the spring of my junior year, I tutored 2 first-grade twin girls just to help them play catch-up with school. Every week, I go to a nearby elementary school and tutor a 5th-grade boy who's brilliant but just needs some encouragement. Both tutoring experiences were and are learning experiences for me. I learned how to break down materials into their most basic components and build them back up again. Children inspire me. They inspire me to look at the sky and make shapes out of clouds, and look for 4-leaf clovers for hours, and see the glory of God in the wings of a butterfly, and, even as an arachnophobe, the dewdrops of a spiderweb. They inspire me to be the honest, caring, vivacious, wide-eyed, and open-hearted person that I want to be. They truly know what it means to respect life. I have not done nearly as much for them as they have for me.